What is up, everyone? Hopefully, everyone's having a great night. It is Monday, and for myself, coming live from Mississippi. So, great time, great location, but just a great time out here. And a question I would have for you to ponder and think about is what are you doing to look for sources outside of yourself that can help you within your journey, whatever that journey is? But I believe because what I speak on and share and coach on is that journey beyond divorce. And for each of us, the journey is going to be different, whatever that is. And so you've got to look and say, okay, for me, what do I need to do to enhance the chance of succeeding on this journey of going through this journey and growing and progressing and getting to the end destination and being able to look back at that journey that I was on and see the growth that took place. But for each of us, that's going to be different. And a lot of times to get to that point where we can grow and progress and do what we need to, sometimes you got to look outside of yourself. But it may not be the easiest thing in regards to doing some different things and searching for those resources or those individuals that we can connect with to make the change that we need to make in our life. I think a lot of times we as humans, especially in our society that we have today, we're so hard pressed on trying to do everything on our own. A lot of individuals have this fear of, well, if I share my dream and idea or I share my vision, I'm going to be judged. And a lot of the judging comes from ourselves. I always speak on this, and I don't know if it's statistically right, but I believe 85-90% of the judging that happens comes from ourselves. And so, you're either judging yourself, or B, you have the scarcity mindset and you're scared that if you open up and share, you're going to miss out, or somebody's going to run away and do something different or try to expose you. And so you've just got to be mindful. And it was very interesting because I was taking some notes for the episode tonight, and the book that I've been reading, this is a book that I've read multiple times. It's Captivate, The Science of Succeeding with People by Vanessa Van Edwards. And I look at this book, and there was some things that I came across, and it's earlier in the book, but it does really bleed into that journey beyond divorce, because I look at the fact that I had this story and I had this idea that I was telling myself over and over again that I wasn't worthy. And so because I had that feeling and I had that story that I had to really tear down. And I know for a lot of people going through this journey beyond divorce, you get into a mindset, you get into the struggle that you're not worthy, that you're not meant to be loved, that you're not meant to have that relationship that you truly desire because of the previous experience, because of the previous relationship or relationships, whatever that is. But that is the furthest thing from the truth. Each of us are worthy of having a relationship that we truly desire, but it does come into regards that it is the work on yourself, working on yourself, and really fine tuning who you are, connecting with yourself, and getting to that point where, as I always state, that you complete yourself and the other person is a complementary piece to you as an individual. But one of the questions that I always ask individuals, and I would ask yourself to do that deep dive, are you able to really look at yourself and see yourself in the mirror and say, thank you for who you are. Thank you for everything that you do. I love you for what you do, for that work ethic that you're bringing to the table, for the flaws, the quirkinesses that you bring along with that. Or when you look at that person in the mirror, do you have that judgment that comes up? You start looking, you start finding the negative, whatever that is for you as an individual, instead of looking and finding everything that's positive, and even the things that may be a negative, expressing that as an opportunity to be grateful and thankful for those flaws, those quirkiness, the whatever makes you unique. But I find it in regards that I think a lot of people try to come up and be their fake self and have that pseudo mask on and don't show up as an authentic individual, don't show up as the individual that they're meant to be for whatever reason. And I think it comes into the point that you're still battling and you're struggling to try to be true to yourself. You're struggling to find that core story to who you are as an individual that separates you from everybody else and gets you to the point where you can truly love yourself for who you are, whatever that may be. And so, as I was going through taking some notes in regards to what I was reading within the book, the first one that came up was trying to fake it. And it's very interesting that when we look at life today, when we look at situations taking place, you'll hear the saying of fake it till you make it. And the issue we run into is the mindset that comes into play of let me fake it till I make it. But if your subconscious, that self image that you have of yourself doesn't fit what you're trying to fake it, that self image is going to come in and destroy you. It's going to end up setting you up for failure. And you're going to be on this vicious cycle of, I'm gonna fake it till I make it because everybody says fake it till you make it. And I would say screw that shit. Throw that shit out the window and go and find who you truly are. Find that true individual that is authentic and fits in within the individuals that you are attracting into your life and that you want to attract to your life and have them be part of your journey. You have to become that person. So it is a mindset piece. So this whole aspect of trying to fake it till you make it ends up burning a lot of energy and it doesn't work. So think about how often you try to fake your way through a situation. And when you're faking your way through the situation, how well does that work for you? Look at your results and ask yourself, what results are coming into my life because I'm trying to fake it? Because everybody says fake it till you make it. Get that garbage out of here, throw it outside, and be true to yourself. But it does go back to the status that if you're trying to fake it till you're making it, what results are you achieving and bringing into your life because of this mindset, because of how you're seeing things and how you're viewing things? The other thing that comes into play with this is because you want to fake it till you make it, you're showing up as being inauthentic. And so, what happens in that situation when you're meeting with individuals, when you're building relationships with other individuals, you are on the edge of not being memorable because you're not being authentic. And so it is interesting because this is the journey beyond divorce, but this can go into every situation of your life. This can go into you building a business. And everybody's like, oh, you got to go network. You got to go out there and be in front of the crowds and get in with a lot of people. But if you are one that does not function well with a lot of individuals, don't go into those situations because you're in a situation of trying to survive and you want to be in a situation that you are thriving in. And so this is the powerful thing of throw the shit out of fake it till you make it. No, be true to yourself, show up as your authentic self and be memorable because you're doing something different than most people are doing. So that was the first thing that was very interesting in regards to reading the book and what really stuck out. And like I said, this plays into both the relationships that you're having with other people and also building business. Next thing is that if you are, let me see here. And this was a saying by Vince Lombardi. And so it's awesome with this one. Confidence is contagious, and so is a lack of confidence. And a customer can recognize both. So think about that. If you are coming off as being non-confident, you don't have the confidence, think about the people that can sense that. And so I bring this up because it goes back to that central story that I was telling myself, the story that I wasn't worthy. And I've told people that because of that belief of I wasn't worthy, as I was getting back into living life as a single individual and going and meeting with people, I could tell that they were kind of pushing me away, that they weren't receiving who I was because of that lack of confidence that I had bringing it into the situation, into the relationships, into the interactions with different individuals. And so it is one of those things that this fake it till you make it shit, that's going to end up hurting your confidence because you're not truly confident. You're trying to fake something that you aren't. And so you've got to go and do the deep work and find out what you can do to really end up being your authentic, true self. Show up with vulnerability and share that story or share who you truly are. But it isn't the easiest because showing up and having the vulnerability, you're starting to open up that core message. You're starting to open up that core of who you are. And it can be scary because you may run into a situation where you get judged by somebody, or you might run into a situation where somebody can be manipulative and try to forge the situation into a situation that benefits them. But that's where you have to do the deep work. That's where you have to do the internal work to get to the point where you are strong enough that if that does happen, you can let that situation go and continue to press forward. But if you are relying on the opinions and the validation of other individuals, this is not going to work out. And so this is where it is the piece of having to do the work, having to find that tribe that you surround yourself with that is there with you to lift you up. Because I've stated this before, and this comes from Patrick, in regards that you are 100% integral in every situation. You are there in 100% of what happens. Names, places, things change, but the 100% integral part is yourself. And so you are in every situation. And so this is where you've got to work on the internal piece. You've got to work on yourself. And so it comes into the place of finding a coach. Having that coach is a powerful situation because a true, authentic coach is going to be there, hold the flashlight with you as you do that 360-degree look in your life. They'll ask you the questions and they will work with you where you create your own homework and you do the work and you end up going down your hero's journey. You become the hero of your journey. That coach is a mentor, a guide for you as an individual. And so, as I always state, that if you feel as if you're stuck and you don't know what to do and you want to go from that baseline wherever you're at and you're like, I need to thrive in this certain situation, reach out to me and let's sit down and have a conversation. Because if you're trying to do this on your own, look at where you're at now because you tried going and doing this on your own. And if you think you're going to get different results, you're not going to get different results because of having that experience where you're 100% integral in every situation. And so if you're in a situation where you're like, this sucks, well, look at your actions and see what you have done to get where you're at. And if you try to go on your own and you're trying to do this again, it is not going to work out because you're going to have the same results because it's you. You're with your lenses. You're 100% integral. It's your experiences, and you've got to pull that out. You've got to find somebody that can be there with you to help you out, ask those questions, be there with you, but you go and do the work. And so it's one of those things that it's very unique how our emotions are very contagious and people can pick that up. And so that goes back to this fact that if you're trying to fake it till you make it and you're not happy or you're trying to survive instead of thrive, people will pick that up and it's contagious. And then you could impact a room because of your emotions, because of how you're feeling. And it sucks because maybe you had a lot of high energy in that room, but then you brought it down because you had a garbage attitude and you were trying to fake it till you make it. put yourself to be in a position to be successful before you even arrive. And so when you look at that, what are you doing right now to put you in a position to be successful before you even arrive? Who are you surrounding yourself with? What are you listening to? What books are you reading? What podcasts are you listening to? What coaches are you going and searching out and bringing into your life? Who's part of your tribe? What's that tribe that you're creating? And so this is an integral part that if you want to be successful, you've got to set yourself up before you get to that location, because you've got to think about it. If you haven't had success before and you're trying to do everything on your own, it goes back to the situation. It's a vicious cycle. And so you've got to set yourself up. And that's where you've got to look and say, what do I need to do differently? And so you've got to look at yourself and say, what have I done in the past? And what do I need to do differently to get different results, to change that mindset, to change the actions, to change what I need to do? But it comes down to who you're surrounding yourself with, the tribe that you're building, the internal work that you're doing. And it's not easy. And so that's where it is the power of the tribe, the power of having a coach, the power of having those people that are around you to support you, to help you get to that next level, whatever that level is for you. And then the interesting thing is, and so this podcast really is a piece of just individuals that are going through a divorce. We have to understand that we're not trying to reach everyone, because if you're trying to reach everyone, you're not going to reach anyone. And so that's the unique thing of, who do you want to reach? Who do you want to become? Who do you want to attract into your life? And so you've got to work and understand that you're not going to reach everyone. Reach the right people. And so that's where it's you doing the work. You doing what you need to work on yourself, to attract that tribe that you're searching for, to attract that tribe into your life that you want, to surround yourself with the right people and the people that will be there to lift you up. So it is the fact that you're not trying to attract everyone. You're not trying to do what you need to bring everyone into your life. You've got to figure out those boundaries. You've got to figure out that outlet, the idea of who it is that you want in your life. And so it's not going to be everybody. You've got to figure out who it is to bring in the right people. And then the final thing to think about when you're going through this journey, when you're going through life, is reach out to and rely on the people who truly support you and make you feel valued. And I think that is a huge thing. And it goes back to this fact and this idea that a lot of people assume that they're Superman, that they can do everything on their own, and it's not possible. And so you've got to get out of your own way. You need to start finding those individuals that you can rely on, and surround yourself with those individuals that make you feel valued and truly support you as an individual. So I would ask, when you share your dreams and your vision and what you're trying to accomplish, when you tell people that are closest to you, what reactions are you receiving? What actions are you receiving from other people? Are they truly supporting you and making you feel valued? Or when you bring up these dreams and these ideas and these goals that you have, do you have individuals that are looking at you and like, this is crazy, you can't accomplish that? And then maybe they are supportive, but do they make you feel valued? Because it's tough when you are trying to do things and re-engineer things to be in a different light and do it differently. If you don't feel valued, it's going to be tough, because you're going to have these thoughts that are going to pop up. And I've talked about this before. Maybe it hasn't been on the podcast, but I'm not exactly for sure. I've shared it before. I know I have. Thoughts lead to actions, or no, thoughts lead to feelings. Feelings lead to actions. Actions lead to results. And so think about that. It's the feelings. And so if you don't feel valued, what type of actions are you going to take? For you as an individual that's going through this journey, that's dealing with the garbage in your life right now, that's dealing with the tough times and the challenges that you need to go face and you need to go tear down and overcome, how often are you feeling valued with the support group that you have? And if you don't have that group that's making you feel valued, what actions are you taking as a result of not feeling valued? And so this is the thing that you have to engineer what works best for you. And so you've got to look and say, what do I need to do for myself? What do I need to create for myself that is going to work for me? Who are the individuals that I need to have as part of my tribe? Who's that coach or coaches that I need to talk to help me reach that next level that I want to go to, that are going to be the assistants to be there with me and walk with me? But it goes back to the fact that you have to understand that this is your hero's journey and you have to go on this journey by yourself. Nobody else can do this for you. And so a coach, a mentor is there to cheer you on, to be a guide for you. But you're doing the work. You're having to go on this hero's journey and become the hero of your life. But it is not something that you're going to be able to do by yourself. It goes along with the African proverb that I've shared many, many times, that you can go fast by yourself, but the issue is you're going to be limited by your experiences and the lens that you possess that you're looking at life through, or you can go very far together. And so that togetherness is the culture of collaboration, working with individuals that are going to come together and allow you to get much further than what you could do by yourself. And so this is just very quick, some things that had stuck out reading a book. And that's where it comes into play that you can find unlikely nuggets and unlikely resources in a resource that really isn't in the line with what you're trying to accomplish. And it could be way outside that scope, whatever that is. So it's something that just keep an open mind. And I've shared this. We went and visited New Orleans this past weekend, and you have to keep an open mind, keep an open eye in regards to things that are around you, the resources, the talent, whatever that is. Hopefully that's going well. So I've got a couple individuals that are chiming in here. Olivia Lopez, hi. Hopefully everything's going well for you, Olivia. I think that may be my daughter's friend here, maybe. And then we have my oldest that's chiming in here. Hello, Braylon. Hopefully you're doing well. I love you. I miss you. I'll see you here in a couple weeks and whatnot. So thank you for tuning in. Very interesting to have your kids check out the live stream and whatnot. So, but I always say, if you're stuck, you need to go from your baseline to thriving, wherever that's at. Reach out, let's sit down and let's talk. But again, I want to appreciate and thank you guys for your support. Thank you for everything that you do. Thank you for just showing up and you being you and being the wonderful individual that you are. And Braylon here, one last comment before I sign off. Yeah, I miss you too. So thank you for checking it out, Bug. So I'm glad that you're able to check this out, see it go on, and hopefully it inspires you to do some big things. I know you've talked about wanting to do some different things for yourself. So, but other than that, again, thank you guys for your love, for your support. I'll catch you guys next week. Have a great week. Later. Love you.